Well, hello, friends. It's 12:12 and time for Awareness Moments with Kyra. I am grateful to be with each one of you today and to open ourselves to this time of really finding that our connection to our inner being and our divine self and our awareness are so profound and available to us right here, right now. But it depends upon us and what we're looking into and what we're seeing in the moment. So I want to invite us today, we're going to look at our richness and our wealth. And I love this. And welcome, Jeff Lobeck. Glad you're here with us and all the others that are going to show up as we go through. And one of the challenges in our world is we think of being rich or wealthy as having to do with the money that we have. And I'm going to invite us today to look at the richness of our soul, the richness of our inner life and our being. And in that process, we're going to really kind of come to a new awareness. This morning, I was sitting getting ready to do a Zoom I do on a study group on Tuesday mornings, and I was looking at one of the many altars in my house that so many things are representative to me of my divine connection. And so the altars are reminders of that which is the infinite in me. And yet they're just reminders, they're things. But as I looked at my altar today, I had this awareness of all the things, the people, the places, and the experiences that were represented by the things upon that altar and my altars around the house. And I am so grateful to have those. So Mike Brentari, welcome. Glad you're here. Jen Nelson, welcome. So what I was aware of as I looked at all the different things that were my altars, I have a lot of different things because I've done a lot of travel. I've gone to a lot of sacred places. I've had sacred experiences, or people have shared with me sacred experiences, or then something that was symbolic of that. And I looked at one of the altars in front of me this morning. I was so aware of the richness, the wealth, the incredible gifts that are in my life and what is represented by every one of those items that carried an experience or a connection with another soul or an awareness of my divine connection. And I want to invite you to start to notice, welcome E. Lopez Lockhart, where is the rich wealth of your soul? And are you aware and living from the realization of how incredibly rich and wealthy your life is? Maybe it's because of the fact that you have worked on yourself enough to be working and living from a place of awareness. That is a richness that is something that goes beyond anything someone can purchase out in the world. There are many that long to have that kind of wealth in their lives. The wealth that says, I know who I am, even if it's for moments at a time, or whether you live from that fully. To have that realization, masters used to work lifetimes to get one moment of experience. And now we're living from this place where we're becoming consciously attuned to this higher awareness of who and what we are. So anything that symbolizes that in your life, whether it's just looking in the mirror and seeing your own magnificence, whether it's a prayer you say on a daily basis, whether it's looking into the eyes and the hearts of your children or your grandchildren, that every experience is a part of the richness of your soul. So there's not a person on this planet that's not rich, because we're rich with experience. So I want to just say, I honor, if there are those out there that are hurting at this time and going, how can you talk about richness when we're hungry? If you know those, find ways to get them connected to sources of help. Places like the Facebook page IntelliHelp. It's powerful, and people are helping each other and making a difference in one another's lives. So when we recognize that yes, we want to take care of those outer ways and offer the sharing of abundance of this abundant universe. That's great. We do want to do that. But at the same time, a part of it is our own recognition, first of all, of how incredibly rich our life is, our moment by moment experience. Now, I live an incredibly rich life. I don't know if I can even speak to it because of the gifts of those that are in my life, because of the incredible experiences that I've had along the way, because of the awareness that I'm able to experience and see the richness of life around me. And I've had times in my life where, I've had nothing, and times when I feel so incredibly blessed by the beauty and magnificence and abundance in my life. But even in those times when I appeared to have nothing, I was rich. I was rich with friendships. I was rich with a sense of knowing something greater was moving me forward in life, that there was a universe that was supporting me, that was benevolent, and that was moving me constantly towards greater expression and experience. Now, I also get to have other kinds of experiences that have been delightful, but I want to invite you to look at the experiences in your own life, for the richness of the moments that you've had a healing, a realization in your own soul. Welcome, Bobby Faye Seiger, Ruthie Freeman, Mike Cruz Savala. Glad to have each of you with us. And see, each of you on here represent the richness of my life, that I can share the wisdom or the information or the expression that is mine, and it can possibly reach in and connect with another. But the fact that we have a relationship on here is a richness in my life, that we have a connection, that I recognize, oh, look at how rich I am with the people that show up around me, that are in my world, that are, here wanting to relate in some way. Welcome, George Powaznik. So each one of you represent the richness of my own life. So think about for yourself, who are the people that have been in your life, that are in your life, that have touched you, that bring a wealth by their presence, by the fact that they're present with you? What about the presence of that which is a greater awareness? How powerful, welcome Sandy Knickerbocker, how powerful that greater awareness of presence is, and how wealthy you are when you have that experience of a connection. When you care enough about others, that even if at this time you're still not seeing them and you're missing them, there is wealth in the realization that you have relationships that you miss, that there are those in your life that you long to be with. That is a richness and a wealth in your being. What about every person or every experience you've had along the way? Who's touched your lives? Those teachers that taught you when you were young, those that have been a part of your journey, that are a part of, whether they're your teachers, whether you're students, where you learn from each other, the fact that you are here walking each other home, as Ram Dass would say, that we are in that place of being rich with those experiences. Every time that you've put your foot upon Mother Earth and you've felt her substance that supports you, you are rich with the wealth of this beloved Mother Gaia serving, Pachamama serving you and bringing you this divine presence of abundance. Every food that we eat that, is created by this incredible universe and by our Mother Earth. That, see, everything can be experienced and seen as part of the richness of your life. When we begin to look at the world that way, when we begin to see how incredibly rich, how incredibly wealthy, how incredibly blessed we are, we could call it that, but we're in a time where people are fearful of all kinds of economic shifts, and they're fearful of what's going to happen. And we get to look and say, but am I wealthy? Am I rich in this moment? Can I stay in a place of gratitude and a realization of the abundance of the universe rather than in fear about something in the future? or to know that there's not enough right now. That's why I say get to those places that are offering help, like in telehelp, or others that are sharing their abundance. Because there are many that are here to say, I want every person to be fed. I don't want anybody going hungry in this world. And there are many of us working for that. And I'm wealthy enough to share that abundance with others. And to, and I get to see that others too love to do that. Whatever it is, that our needs get answered in the moment. And the more we see and experience the wealth of those experiences of our lives. I looked on my altar and I had things from places I'd been around the world. I just was mind boggled as I just looked at this one altar. Now I have altars, like I said, all over my house. And this was just one of them. And to recognize my trip to Peru was represented there, and my trip to Australia, and someone else who brought me something from Italy, though I'd also been to Italy. I mean, my richness of life experience. And I also recognized that the things that others that had shared with me, someone who shared some material from a feminine Christ perspective is on my altar. And it represents her and her experience and presence in my life. And someone else who went out of their way to bring me another divine feminine representation from an artist in Italy. And I look at the things here, and there was waters, the sacred waters of La Negrita from Costa Rica. Okay, I am richly blessed in the experiences, but that also represent the people that I've connected with along the way. I had something there representing my trip through Ireland and the ferries. And so every moment is an opportunity for us to realize I am richly blessed right now. Maybe I'm blessed by the air that I breathe, by knowing that I am loved, to knowing I am love. Whatever way you touch into the richness of your own life, for the gift of being, and for the richness and wealth that you represent, the more you hold that consciousness for one and all to experience the richness where they are, to know how rich and wealthy. We change the outer experience by the consciousness that we hold. Everything is an inside-out creation. Or as in Unity, the Fillmores would teach, everything's created twice. It's created at the spiritual awareness, and then it's created in form. So as I hold and know the truth of the richness of my life, the richness of my soul, the richness of life abundant around me, as I watch the greening of spring happening. Welcome Sherry Hersey and Perry Winston and Sandy Hanna and Rob Robinson and every one of you, and Margit Kangas. I'm not going to say that right, but I want to just welcome you because you are part of the richness of my life. And I honor the richness that you are by your presence in this world and by the rich relationships and friendships and the experiences and the experience of your soul. And may you know that today. May you know how rich, how wealthy, how incredibly blessed you are by your very presence in this world, and how much of a blessing you are to others. See, we are richly blessed. We are richly experiencing the wealth of the universe by how we bless each other with our presence, with our willingness to be at home in ourselves and to share our wealth of thoughts and divine ideas, our wealth of feelings, and our wealth of communication. Every moment is an opportunity to experience. I am rich, and so are you, and you are wealthy with this incredible universe and the blessings and experiences of life. Welcome, Mike Cruzavala and Sandy Knickerbocker. Thank you all. Namaste to you. May you experience the power of the wealth of the universe in your life, in your knowing, and exude that out in ways that then transform our world. God bless you, friends. Have a fabulous, fabulous day. Thanks for being part of my wealth here today.